What up, though? It's your host with the most, Leader Johnson of High Level Sports, 247 Sports and NFL Draft Diamonds. Right for a lot, right for prep hoops. Man, NBA draft room. Some people might not roll for stock riders like years before they got big time, and before they start getting their credibility. Help Jack Wingard and get his stuff off. Man, how you doing? I am Leader Johnson, man, the man. Um, What's up, Nova Nation? We are here in Villanova Radio, and I want to talk about Villanova, man. I'm real big on the game that just happened. Let's go with the game that just happened. That is the Lght-Blue Out against Colgate. Colgate did what they was doing their thing, man. Listen, that was a good matchup because, listen, let's let the V fly. Let me say that real quick, man. Listen, that was a good win for the Patriot League meeting. They had a Patriot League meeting. They're going to get some of them guys in the schedule. It's good to get a first one off. Just to dance with some of the Patriot League. Villanova, I think they're going to really dominate that league. I know it's, guys 6-6 schools and all. I just think Villanova is just a real good, and I think this will put them closer to getting to be a FBS school. I think if they get through this school, I mean, that's two leagues there, and they're number 13 in the nation. A FCS school. Big time win, 24-17, the Lght-Blue Out. Yeah, man, it was on. A lot of game day invites. Big time game. Pat McQuaid, he's here. It's his era. He had 299 yards, which was a record for first game starter. Basically, the guy that has his first start. And how many yards he had, Pat McQuaid, broke 299 yards. And I'm crazy because I'm listening to this. Somebody said that, or somebody let me know, was he number 2 of all time? Because I could have sworn at the post game, I heard Mark Ferranti say Connor Watkins had 301 yards when he got his first start. So I don't know. Let me know that, y'all. Let me know that for sure. But he had 299 yards, a touchdown, and he ran for over 40 yards. He had some wheels on him. Really got to me right there. That's crazy. He had some wheels, man. Serious wheels. Pat McQuaid is a force for Villanova football. Really, and then you got Luke Colella also in that game. Transfer. He's a transfer. Luke Colella is a transfer out of Princeton. Pat McQuaid's a transfer out of Nicole State. And Luke Colella proved why, Villanova staff does a good job with transfers and recruiting year by year. Since 2016, he's got better and better. Back when they had Ola Adams, now they got other guys. Chris Bowden doing good. Justin Johnson does a great job of recruiting. They're real good at getting the staff. Real good. I think they don't get mentioned enough. Maybe because FCS, but these guys do good. Nathan Pagan, Sean Devine, they do a real good job. David Avid saw his parents at the game. He was watching his brother Ezekiel on the phone. His father was. It's 65 yards, man. Listen, talking about David Evans, he just had a 65-yard game. It wasn't really that big. Isaiah Ragdon also came through at the end just to look at the stuff they can do. They really didn't have to try too hard. A couple of mistakes. The secondary was kind of getting, it was kind of crazy. The secondary was kind of getting chopped up, but they got back near the end of the season. They got back. And things started going. Now, we are talking about Villanova. And we're talking about this team. 299 yards for Pat McQuaid. Again, this is a new era. A new era. Luke Colella had 5 receptions for 124 yards. Lucas Kopecki, man, that guy, graduate transfer. A walk-on, man. He done made it. 5 catches for 98 yards, touchdown. 56-yard catch, 51-yard catch. Pat McQuaid was throwing some nice bombs. And Chris Colby, 2 catches for 33 yards. You got you a tall receiver. You know what? Excuse me. Nova has some tall guys, man. At receiver. That is an advantage. Mismatch. Kopecki, Colby, Brandon Bukowski. You got Nate Hill, Kenyon Miles. You got 6'2", 6'3". First time I seen a room like packed with a bunch of guys are tall, and you got Antonio Johnson back. He had 3 catches. Get him more into the groove of it. He's going to be a hell of a weapon. Chris Colby, his size says it all. It does a lot He's going to be a real good. That's a good 1-2-3. I really like it. I like the speed and size they had with Kopecky and Kobe, and then you get Luke Kalella. You know what I'm saying? So that was really impressive to see. And then the running backs are just getting started. We all know David Abbott, right? Let's talk about David Abbott. Let's talk about David Abbott. Talk about a guy. You understand he's a guy that really tore it up last year. And we're talking about as a freshman. I mean, David Abbott, man, like that was crazy. Last year was big time. So now you know what that means? He gets on the watch list for the Walter Payton Award. If anybody don't know what the Walter Payton Award really initially is, the Walter Payton Award is like the Heisman Trophy in the FCS. So as a sophomore, he's on their watch list. David Abbott is, man, listen. Remember I had him on High Level Sports Talk? Man, heck of a year. Then you talk about who he got behind him. Ragland's not no slouch, man. Y'all, he's a Walter Payton type guy. You put him, listen, you got him as a runner. Then you got Jabriel Mace who can do everything. It's a classic Swiss Army knife. You still got Eli Smith. I'm so confident in Eli Smith whenever he gets carries. But just a crowded running back room. Other guys I'm not naming. Then you look at this team, look at Pat McQuaid. This team also has Shane Hartzell, who was a guy they're putting for the Buck Buchanan Award, Defensive Player of the Year. Shane Hartzell has been a beast, man. Super beast. That game, Hartzell do what he do. That defense, look, we talk about the defense, flexing around, looking at the defense. Villanova, look at J.R. Strauss. It's good to see him get off. He's a 3-star out of high school. Big-time recruit. They got 8 tackles, half a sack. Listen, pass breakup. J.R. Strauss, this is why they drafted him. They were in the recruiting battle with Massachusetts and got him. Turner End, another guy that's so super high on 6 tackles. Was a running back in college, too. Dynamic running back. This guy, so athletic. Good to see him getting off. This is a good linebacking course. Shane Hartzell has 6 tackles also. Doing what he does. Nigel McSween, another beast they got. Recruited him. One of the top targets as a recruit and see how he's doing. 6 tackles. Tackle for loss. McSween's going to be a beat. Him and Capri Martin. Defensive line is very underrated. I talk about the linebacking core, but the defensive line is very underrated. Christian Sapp, the secondary was kind of starting off slow. A lot of big plays go through, right? And you know why? Because these guys are young, and I'm so glad. I remember before the game, I was in the box, in the media box at the game, and I'm with the other analysts, and I'm thinking to myself, as these big plays were going on, I was thinking to myself, I said, you know what? These guys are young. This group of defensive backs are very young, but they were highly recruited. Amari Jackson, he comes in as a freshman. Very, very talented guy. Can do it all type of guy. Very talented player. You're looking at Zamir Dawood. Had a great year last year. I expect nothing but big time out of him. He kind of got a little hurt during the game, but he's, I have heard nothing but him and Kenyon Miles were 2 guys I was seeing got a little banged up, But Dawood is a big time guy. Amiri Busey, he had 3 tackles. Dawood had 3 tackles also. He was definitely active back there, had 2 pass breakups. The reason you saw the reason that game while they're howling. Being in the Wobodu. 3 tackles, good to see him get off, tackle for a loss. The defensive line was good. Jordan Adderley had 2 tackles. And you're just looking at the game, look at these guys. And there's so many guys. You got Jamie Tyson back there. You got Noah Type. He was getting some pressure. He just didn't get to nobody. Hugo Notar, another guy that they recruited, a defensive lineman that they're real high on. Jason Hall at linebacker is another guy back. Julian Talley's in the secondary. Ivan Murray in the defensive line. This is a big time. This team is very talented. But the secondary is real young. Newton Essiem and Zamir Dawood should be a dream duo. High recruits, super talented. I'm real high on Newton. So looking at these 2 guys, it's just a little time. It's going to take a little time for them to get at their best. They got Adderley over there, for the veteran. They got John Wyatt. and then you got Maury Jackson. It's not really it's need more experience just in that part, it's just more experience. That's all. I mean, you look at this team and you look at who they are, and it's just going to take a little minute for more. But in the second half, they got down to it. They got more clutch, especially in the fourth quarter. I think, when it was time to win the game, defense took over. So now, you want to talk about secondary? Let's talk about this guy, Christian Buford. I just want to say he's playing with Buffalo. I remember him coming out of high school. So proud of him. Big time guy, big time. I always knew he was going to be that guy. But it's a lot of guys I looked at, like Malik Reeves, the Villanova legend. He was in the NFL for a minute. But Benford got drafted, and Benford got a big contract. Benford got a big contract, man. So it was super huge to see just how good he became, and he put that potential to work. And if you look at him, look at where he's rated by, Football Focus. You got Sauce Gardner, Patrick Surtain, who was the Defensive Player of the Year. And you ask me, I think Quinyon Mitchell was better than him last year. But it is what it is. He ain't had an interception, so Surtain had something. But, man, Quinyon was shutting people down. Trent McDuffie, who we ate up in a Super Bowl. Jalen Johnson, Derek Stingley Jr., DJ Reed, Marlon Humphrey, and Christian Benford at 8. Got Jai Alexander and Denzel Ward to finish it off. Christian Benford really, really earned his keep real quick. Got that contract. Just real proud of him. It's real good to see. Christian Benford, Villanova legend. Man, proud of him. All right, now, there was some guys that came to the game. Game day recruits, game day guys, game day visits. Big time things to have guys like that coming. Nicholas Dianelli, interior lineman, 2026. A guy that's definitely a guy that they like. They had him at camp. He stood out, and now it's like they're really into him. They've been contacting him. 6'2", 270, like I say, plays for Seton Hall Prep. Help Seton Hall Prep, become a good team. This is a guy that's definitely they've been doing real good at recruiting in the offensive line. Last 3 recruiting classes, I've really been impressed with the guys they've got. So if you look at guys like Kyle Fay, Chris McCullers, the guys they recruited, they've really turned out good. Stephen Veltair, guys like that. And that's a big surprise guy. I saw the talent in him, but, man, he really exceeded what I even thought. Thought he was going to be solid, but, man, he's really talented. I was in the analyst box, media box with the guy from the Dream Bowl that was recruiting for the Dream Bowl, and they were looking at Villanova offensive lineman was the particular thing they were looking at. They were looking at Villanova offensive lineman. So, that's one guy I'm telling you right now, Nicholas Dianelli. Then you got Bryce Flowers. And Nicholas Dianelli is a New Jersey guy in 2027. Bryce Flowers is a New Jersey prospect in 2026. Bryce Flowers, he was there on the game day invite. This guy, 6'2", 190, could run a 4.63. He could play defensive back, and he could play wide receiver real good. He's at a high level. This guy can play, and this type of guys that Nova looks for, versatile guys that can play both positions, guys they think are athletic, like love athleticism, looking at guys that affect on both sides of the ball, and so they can make decisions on them. Like Elijah Trent was a wide receiver. They made him a cornerback, 6'3" cornerback. They had guys like Quentin Townsend, who was a running back, hell of a running back in high school, and they made him a middle linebacker. It was sometimes I was like, oh, like Jack Stanton. They made him a tight end, and he was a hell of a defensive end. Like, they love versatile guys, man. So I just feel like on this recruiting class they had a good recruiting class last year. You see guys like Maury Jackson. It's a lot of guys on this team that, good recruiting class. But, man, this 2026 is going to be major. Major, man. They're recruiting a lot of dogs, man. One thing we could say about Mark Ferranti, he's just one of them guys. You got to give him his respect, man. Give him his respect. Give him his respect. Number 4, man, since 2020s. In 2020s, most coaching wins in 2020s, what he's been doing, man. He's not even far off the other guys. They're like, I think Brent Vegan doing this thing, but Mark Ferranti, man, you got to give him his stuff. And it's crazy because the recruiting classes have gotten better and better, you know. They have really gotten just really up to another level. It's guys that you're going to see. I mean, they're guys they recruited like Ethan Greenridge and, Forrest Round, who's now on the coaching staff. These are not only good athletes, they are good, smart guys that can come back and coach. Look at Isaac Waxter. I mean, listen, this is just a program that doesn't get its credit for producing like they were doing and getting the best out their talent. Jerry Hyatt, guys like that. Rajon Pringle, these guys. I mean, just a real good coaching staff that really don't get its credit. Now, we're talking about the other guys that also came. Noel Curran is a 2026 long snapper of Fairfield Prep. He's guy. He also appeared at the game. You'll see my article coming out for 247 that talks about the game day invite. So I don't get too much into it of the game day invites. Also, Benji Ravitz is another 2026 recruit. I mean, it's a dog, man. Benji Ravitz, listen, I could see an offer coming for him real quick. And the other guys, I mean, when you come to a game day invite, that's big. So there's other guys I probably didn't get to talk to, no question. But Benji Ravitz is definitely a dog, man. Out of Philly, goes to Upper Dublin, Pennsylvania prospect, 3-sport athlete. This guy can play, man. This guy, I like him a lot, man. I think saw that film and I was like, Jesus. I mean, he's the type of guy that they like, 3-sport athlete. So they love athletes, the athleticism. The more you can do, the more they can flex for you. They feel like they can do with their offense. That's big there. And talking about the 2026 class, when I said these guys are good, they're good, man. They're good. They're good. The first guy that we got to talk about that was the first recruit. You're talking about a quarterback and Nolan DeLucci that they can really play, man. I like them. Like they always are starting to Dylan Mills a good quarterback pickup. They always do good at getting those guys. They do a good job at getting those guys. And we're talking about a guy out of PA, another guy that they do a real good job of hunting New Jersey and PA guys. That's their thing. Delaware, just like the Connecticut, all that. And Nolan DeLucci is a guy that can DeLucci can throw that ball extremely hard. And it's athletic also. This is a guy that adds to the quarterback room. He still got Dylan Mills. Tanner Maddox is still there. He was returning punts. I was like, wow. But don't think that's crazy because Tanner Maddox is a super athlete. What I tell y'all about Villanova and loving guys that can play different positions. Yeah, Tanner Maddox is that guy. Nolan DeLucci is a guy I saw his film and was like, here we go again. They got to have guys that can run. Pat McQuaid surprised me. I didn't know he had the wheels like that. He looks like he's in shape, man. That run he had, I was like, what? I didn't get that at all from his tape. I didn't get that at all. Like, and then it was, Tanner Maddox was a guy I thought was ready to get down. And obviously Pat McQuaid. I mean, you never know that. Just like if you go to the Eagles, you thought Devin White was going to win the linebacker position. You just thought he was in it, but Zach Bond takes it over. It just depends on who shows out. Pat McQuaid looks good, man. It looks really – and Villanova, Penn State's going to be a challenge next week. It's going to be a challenge. They're number 2 in the country. These guys look good. They're just wiping people up. I'm hoping, I really hope Nova win that one. Now, I'm saying that I'm a Penn State diehard fan. But Penn State, you can get this one up. Stop messing with me, y'all. Listen, these guys are great. Nova's good, but man, Penn State looks. Who's hungrier? Who's hungrier right now? Because none of them teams they face can beat Nova, man. I think Nova could beat both those teams. You crazy? I put them up, but man, Penn State looks like dogs right now, man. And the only reason I'm saying this is because if the secondary don't show up against these guys that Penn State got, that's going to be a problem. They can't be sure. Then you got Katron Allen and you got Nicholas Singleton. This defense got to show up. Okay, that's one guy there, Nolan DeLucci. He gonna see me and be like, man, get my name right. Man, the guy's a super talent. I just like how the quarterbacks go back to the quarterback room. I just like how they're recruiting the quarterbacks each time they do it. You know what I mean? The one surprise was Dan. Dan the man, listen, when you had him, when we had him, it was like, okay, how they get the transfers? They're able to recruit transfers is a big thing. Luke Kallela is a beast. He's ready. And then Lucas Kopecki just got better since last year. He broke in last year. And they are looking good. They're looking good. And they went against Colgate. I think it was a tough game, but it's the way they pulled it out. And if the mistakes they made, I mean, that can all be made up, man. They'll get back because I love the linebackers and I love the defensive line. Now I love the cornerbacks too, but who I see to look more ready right now? I'm looking at the defensive line and linebackers. They look good. They look good and control the line of scrimmage. I just think it was a lot of big plays that the secondary let happen that definitely shouldn't have got down. Looking at other recruits, we're looking at Jordan Jet Taylor, another guy, man, defensive back that can do damage, shut down. Jordan Jet Taylor out of Maryland did that. Then you got another guy coming to the offensive line. Another guy coming to the offensive line that I feel like is big. Pat Degnan, he came late, New Jersey prospect, out of nowhere. I'm like, what? They get this big guy. Look at his tape. He's a mauler. He's a beast. They get these guys that beat people up. And that's just one guy. Like, I like Kyle Frey. That's probably the guy that's most talented. When I was talking to the Dream Bowl guys, and they was looking at the offensive lineman. They were looking at Awarajotutu, Timi Awarajotutu, and they were looking at Steven Valter. They were looking at those guys, and I was like, look at Kyle Frey. There was another guy on the offensive line they were looking at big time. Man, listen, I'm Jake Picard. The Dream Bowl were looking at those guys recruiting them, and I put Kyle Fay in their ear like, Kyle Fay, you might want to pay attention to Kyle Fay, man, because Kyle Fay is that guy. All right. Also, let's talk about Malik Fisher before I get more into the recruiting class of the 2026. Malik Fisher winning that UFL. Congratulations to Malik Fisher, UFL 2025 championship, doing this thing out there. Also, looking at another recruit that is big time that you're going to get on your line, the edge rusher, Colin Gurley. A dog. This guy's a dog. We need more dog. Dog like Hartzell. And I also like Walker Murray. I like Walker Murray. I like Michael Gall, too, in this class. This class is pretty good. I mean, right now, they're on this team right now, and I just think they're going to be real good for the linebacker. Andrew Esposito, another wide receiver commit. And this guy's a highlight film. Put him on your team. Listen, this was a great commit. He came out of nowhere. Sometimes I get who's going to be on the target, but I don't put it out because it's FCS recruiting is different. It's not like FBS recruiting. You actually get the news, but FCS news, they got the real fortunate thing of keeping stuff in secret. So they might have visited, but you don't know who they're going after, really. You know they're interested, but you don't know who they're going after. You know, Andrew Esposito is going to be great. They're really recruiting. Pagan's a great coach, so the way he's getting all these weapons, if a receiver goes over there, he's going to have some big seasons. I think Luke Kalella is going to really benefit, and I can't wait till Kenyon Miles gets right. Abu Fafana, another guy. Man, this recruit was like Amari Jackson, another guy to the defensive backfield that adds a playmaker, super playmaker. Like I just can't wait till these guys play next year. Like, I'm really that excited. Also, you look at Brandon Wade Jr., a guy that's a running back. I was glad they got another running back. I was worried about, like, okay, they're going to get a running back because I like that room. They always keep it loaded. So I wanted to stay loaded. Brandon Wade Jr. is a beast. He's a beast. You look on any of these guys we talk about, let's go back to some guys. Girly, I got interviews with all these guys on VU Sports. Nolan DeLucia, Pat Degnan. You can go look on VU Sports and you'll find interviews with all these guys. Andrew Esposito, not yet. I will get an interview with him. I'm trying to get one now to see what's going on. Isaiah Selby, another guy, defensive back. Can you really get this guy's tough? He's like, if you ever saw the Eagles player Sheldon Brown, he's one of those guys, tough, can tackle, can cover. He's all on you. Jackson Kramer, another guy they got, commit. Jackson Kramer, add him to the defensive line. Add him to, listen, Jackson Kramer, that's another guy I was like, what? because he was out of nowhere. He was another guy I never heard about. No camps. I didn't hear about his camp visit or anything. I'm just like, oh man, like just out of nowhere. Out of nowhere, this one came out of nowhere. But when the offer came out of nowhere in a couple of days, he was one of those recruits that commit real fast. You just didn't know about the traction of when it started or nothing, or he coming over and the coach is talking to him. But out of nowhere, as soon as he got the offer, boom, just like that, fast commit. Like he was one, it's like that on programs. Sometimes they be recruiting a guy and they won't give him an offer unless he's going to commit. That happens. They won't give him an offer unless he's going to commit. You add this guy to the line, this is another monster, man. Him and Kyler Gurley. You're talking about bringing two. They really amping up. I'm really loving the recruiting. Really like this team. And I'm thinking, Jesus, man, like the way they've been recruiting for the defensive line the last 5 years has been good. But the last, that's why guys like Aiden Howard, who was a 3-star, Capri Martin, Ivan Murray. I mean, you got Obina Novobodu. You got these guys were recruited and they finally are starting to reach their potential, and it's scary. I'm telling you, man. Now you look at them like, man, these guys are coming out of nowhere. Hugo Novataiti. Anybody tell me if I'm doing that wrong? Defensive lineman who's going to be good soon. He'll be in the mix real soon. Real soon. So I just really like this team, how the talent's coming. I love talent. Everybody knows I love talent when I see it. It's on. Thomas Coates, another guy, offensive lineman, listen. Defensive lineman, listen. He could have been either one. They're putting him on the D-line. He could have been either one. He could have been either one. Offensive, defensive line. They put him on the defensive line. Another guy who's going to throw people around, stop the run. I'm really anxious to see how these guys get, how good they're going to be on this 2026 recruiting class. Very anxious to see how good these guys get. Josiah Brown. This is one of my favorites. Wide receiver. He dynamic. You get a guy like this, what? Donovan Lithicum. Another guy. Super dog in the defensive line. Super dog. They really recruited for the defensive line pretty good. Really recruited for the defensive line pretty good. Looking at this squad, Lithicum is one of those guys who I can't wait to see. New Jersey always has those dogs. He's one of them. I mean, I can't wait to see just how good this squad becomes. And it's going to be a little minute. I mean, then, always gives – Villanova is really known for giving people their chances. If you're a rookie and you come out, they're going to, you're going to get your chance. So I can't wait to see these guys show out. Looking at the guys who, looking at Jackson Kramer again, these are guys who get their offers, man, offer letters coming through. Abu Fofana, offer letters, man. These guys are going to be good. I really love this class and what they're doing. This class brings a lot of beasts here. This is the class that had Razor Pringle. This class reminds me of that class. But this could even be even better with guys like Esposito and Jesus, Esposito, Donovan Lithicum, Nolan DeLucia. These guys were Josiah Brown. Like, then you go get Brandon Wade Jr. This is a real good time. Thomas Coates. These guys, this is a good class. Looking at coming to the preseason, these are your preseason All-Americans, all conference guys. Jake Picard, Shane Hartzell, David Abbott, and Obina Novobodu. Listen, they're going to see me uppercut me for messing up his name. They're going to tell me watch at the game. One of the parents going to see me and be like, listen, my son name, I'm sorry about that, Novobodu family. You know what I mean? But he's definitely a dog. And now to see that they get to that point where they're all conference guys. David Abbott just got here, all conference. Shane Hartzell is a beast. You've seen that. Jake Picard, man, such a leader. Such an anchor. He's going to get drafted, I feel like. And so you get Obina, and it's like, this is a team right here. Then you come through, and on the watch list, also Stephen Valter for the Shrine Bowl watch list. That's how good Steve Vane is. One of those recruits, recruiting good, developing them good. Knowing about Shane Hartzell, we just talked about him being the Buck Buchanan Award. All-Americans, Jake Picard, Shane Hartzell. Those are the guys. Those are elite guys. Preseason All-Americans right there. Then you're looking at guys on this team that can like build this team. McQuaid, I'm looking at McQuaid and Luke Kalella, and I'm still big on Kenyon Miles. I really can't wait till he gets the ball and starts, coming through and being dynamic with this team. That's a guy. Just look out for that guy. And I'm still big on Eli Smith. He'll get them carries. He'll get something. But it's really unfair because Villanova has guys everywhere. In the running back room, it's just like real crowded. Then you look at the receiving room. These some talented guys. I didn't know how good Luke Kalella was. I like this film. Coming from Princeton, I was like, man, there's some good recruiting going on. Where you find this guy at Princeton? Like, how to get the guy with talent like this? They know their offense. Chris Bowden knows his offense. Nate Pagan knows receivers. And that's another big thing. When you got a guy who knows receivers, who knows his offense, it's going to be easy to recruit. That's the chemistry on that Villanova team. That's why they're able to get there. And they're trying to just hit that one mark where they come out the woodworks. Where they just get that right team together. And they're getting close. And they're getting close to, to me, if nobody realizes it, they're getting even close to even being that dominant team in the FCS. Just 2 years ago, that was a good playoffs. Nolan DeLucci offer letter. He also has displayed his out there. So this team is different, man. I'm just talking about 2026 class is different. And I just feel like they could do a lot in the future. I'm really excited about this 2026 class. Now, the next game is Penn State, man. I wanted to give y'all as much as I could give y'all. I'm going to keep y'all updated more and more with recruiting and games that go on. A good game, very good game. The defense is going to get real good. I think that defense is going to be the surprise. They're going to get super good. I think the offense, they just got what it takes. Luke Kalella, Chris Colby's doing this thing. Lucas Kopecki is surprised. I didn't think he was going to come out like that. Let's just see how many games he's able to get this going. I think Kenyon Miles, they got to get him going. Nate Hill, another guy with size. Got Antonio Johnson. You got Nolan Clayton. I really want to see Nolan, Chris Bowden really use his weapons. He got some guys that are real interesting, good weapons that they recruited. I'm anxious to see get off. Nolan Clayton with Antonio Johnson is a hell of a tight end duo. Hell of a tight. Sean Brodnick, I saw his family there too. Another tight end. They got some. This team is so close to making a run. And what makes them different right now this year is that I just see Pat McQuaid. Let's see how long he goes. I thought Tanner Maddox was going to win it because of athleticism. Real talented player. But McQuaid snuck up on me. I didn't even know they had got McQuaid until a couple months ago. I was like, dang, where did that come from? That's why I said about FCS recruiting, you don't really know. Some stuff slipped by me. And I'm Lita Johnson, #1 recruiting analyst in Villanova. Sometimes it slips by me for the football, man. Sometimes some basketball, but it come right back to me. People usually text me that. I get so much news on recruiting basketball. It's crazy. I be trying to get it in football. I get no sleep for the Nova Nation trying to find out about the news. So listen, man, we out of here. Follow Lita. Follow me on Facebook. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Instagram. Also tap into high-levelsports.com and tune into all my new things, new articles. And, man, we here, man. Nova Nation football is here. So we got Penn State next week. Come on over. Let's do it. It's crazy because I'm a diehard Penn State fan. So I really don't have no fans, man. Listen, Nita Johnson is a diehard Penn State fan, and I'm a diehard Villanova basketball fan. So that means my extended family goes to basketball and football of their program. So I'm not getting in this. This is crazy. Who I think going to win? I think both of them can win. I think McQuaid could throw that 299. What you want? I think Luke Kalella, what you want? But, man, you got Drew Allard. It's going to be Drew Allard against McQuaid is going to be the one. And then it's going to be something to see Katron Island and Nicholas Singleton versus David Abbott and Isaiah Regler. And that's the one. Ooh, which offensive line is ready? That's gonna be the one, man. So I'm out of here, man. It's Leader Johnson, Villanova Radio. Until we do it next time, man. Peace.